conference producer for Reuters events, the Future Insurance Canada 2023. The event is taking place November 15th and 16th at the Sheraton Centre in Toronto. Delighted to be joined by Jeff, who's the SVP of Sales and Marketing at Markel Canada. Jeff is going to be sort of taking part in one of our panel discussions within our customer and product track. I'm delighted to be joined by him today. So the focus of Jeff's session is around like implementing flexible pricing strategies, how to leverage existing customer policies through customer segmentation, and also how to create a more meaningful and impactful marketing campaign. So I was just wondering, Jeff, would you mind sort of digging into the weeds a little bit of that a little bit more?
Sure. I think there's a lot to dig in there. And I think that's why the panel discussion later in November is going to be a very interesting one to get a bunch of different perspectives. I think at its core, segmentation, whether we're talking about customer segmentation, market segmentation, it's kind of table stakes for everybody involved, regardless of the industry that you're working in, especially when you have a limited amount of time and resources, both financially, as well as just bandwidth from our team. You need to know exactly where to focus your attention. Mm-hmm. And that's key for us at Markel. We're a specialty insurer. We're not an insurer that plays in all lines of business. And so it's important for us to understand our broker partners, who in Canada in particular, we lean on heavily to bring our products to market, and to really understand the industries in which we play in and what those customers look like, what's important to them from an insurance perspective, and making sure that we're then well aligned and bringing the products that we need to bring, the services that we need to bring, and most importantly, the claim support, if and when that occurs, that we're doing those things so that we are aligned with our very small segment of the market that we've got great expertise in.
Awesome, definitely. And that's why it's such a cornerstone of the event's agenda. So as mentioned earlier, the panel discussion will be part of the customer and product track, and the panel discussion to look out for is called Cracking the Code, Segment to Unlock Customer Success. I just want to take a short step back now and just talk about the event more generally. It'd be great to hear from you, Jeff, like why do you decide to get involved in these events and what you're most looking forward to?
Sure. Yeah, I think number one, I think the event, sometimes I think people that are outside the industry might see it as an oxymoron, but it's actually cool, right? We're talking about the future of insurance, not only in Canada, but from a world perspective. And I think there's going to be some great minds that will be able to provide some insights. I certainly jumped at the opportunity to be a part of that. I'm hopeful that I can add a little bit of flavor in my role and my experience in the industry for well over 25 years. And the importance, I think, that customer segmentation and pricing segmentation, other forms of segmentation currently plays and will continue to play. I was looking at doing some research, and I'll continue to read up in preparation for the panel discussions. But, you go all the way back to 1964, and there was an article that was printed in Harvard Business Review by Daniel Yankelevich. And this was essentially when the leap of customer segmentation took its next step, right? It used to be very demographic based, geographically and demographic based. And then in 1964, and I had to laugh when I was reading the article here, it quotes and says, "The information revolution of the past decade puts at its disposal a vast array of techniques, facts, and figures," right? And then goes on to say of the manager in 1964 being overwhelmed with all of this information at their disposal and needing to then find ways in which to segment that data in a fashion that then can be used with limited resources, limited time, limited funds. And anyway, it's just really interesting to see all the way back in 64 to where we are here in 23, that some things have changed, but of course then our ability from a technology perspective to really get granular, right? To really focus in on those segmentation pieces and making sure that it's aligned with the brand and the customers that we're trying to get, I think is really cool. And I think it lends itself to the insurance industry really well. And Markel Canada's approach needs to be segmenting our partners and our customers.
Awesome. No, it's set to be a great panel discussion, and I can't wait to see you in Toronto in November.